Cool, let's go. What's going on, people? It's your boy Clive Belvin. On today's episode of The Weigh-In, we are going to be talking about Dilian Whyte's victory over Joseph Parker and Derek Chisora as he picked up a win over Carlos Takam. With me today, boys, give us a shout out.
Steve in the house.
And Will replacing Ray.
Yeah, Ray's
standing in for Ray.
Ray's having a blast in a 6 in Canada, so yeah, well, no pressure today, mate. How you did?
Good.
Yeah?
Honoured to be here.
So last night, July 28th, was a big one. Dilian Whyte, Joseph Parker. Boys, talk to me.
Wicked night of boxing. Fantastic.
It was brilliant.
Honestly, all the fights, Conor Ben having a scrap on there for all the way through the card, it was just outrageous. And then, so Derek got that win. So
Derek,
I'm telling you, I'm campaigning for it. We got to get him that night. After last night, he deserves it. So I'm telling you.
Will?
I thought it was one of the best cards I've seen in ages, to be honest. Like a lot of dramatics, a lot of drama, a lot of knockdowns, ups and downs. Really, really good.
People were surprised that it was a pay-per-view in the first place, and boy,
I thought it was money well spent in the end.
Man, it was quality, man. Yeah. I was at the fight itself, and it was just absolutely buzzing. Like, we're talking like the undercards to the main event.
The production looked fucking outrageous.
That's Eddie Hearn for you.
Yeah, it was like what was that box thing? When on the ring, like when they're walking out, they had a screen around the ring. What was that?
Oh, that was just like.
Was that like a reflection?
Pretty much like a screen, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's quality, man.
Yeah.
No,
it looked really, really. Like every sort of show, it gets better and better, really, with the production levels.
And we've heard, mate. And we've heard.
Yeah, for sure.
What'd you make of the main fight?
So Dilian, it went, as you thought. So they're two guys that both lost to Joshua. So they're sort of at that level, and I think it showed last night. They're at about the same level. They had a quality scrap. Dill came through it. He got put down. He put the other guy down. They had a war. And you just think great fights in and around that sort of. You got the top, the sort of elite level. Call them the Champions League guys in the heavyweight division.
Let's not say these guys are European League.
No, but you've got your Deontay Whyte, you've got your Joshua, you've got your Fury. Yeah. Then outside of that, those guys can all have good scraps. Though they're all going to be an entertaining fight. Yeah. But when they step up to that other level, they're going to get dealt with. Do you know what I mean? As has been proved, Joshua has dealt with both of these guys already. Fury would deal with both of these guys.
Joshua wasn't able to knock down Parker. Dilian did it twice.
It was a different fight though.
Yeah, styles make fights. They're a totally different situation. Parker didn't come into box as much as well. He wanted. It looked like he wanted the knockout. He wanted to make a impression on Dilian early. First round they traded heavy, but Dilian stood up to it and let him know straight away. Look, I'm not giving an inch here. I'm here to win.
Like, me and Steve were at the weigh-in, Spitalfields, and Dilian just looked a bit, bit jiggly.
That gut is getting outrageous. But the thing about it looks solid. What is that about? There's no hang on his gut. It's just big. He's like a dad gut. It's like
making him sound like Homer Simpson.
It's like it doesn't hang down. It's just out and solid. It looks like just a solid ab. Just one big ab.
Mate, that face off was hilarious with their bellies touching each other.
What was it? Yeah, he had to wipe himself down. Joseph Parker's like looking at him like, you sweaty fuck.
That was probably because of the heat wave we're having in the UK.
Really, we were there. It was so hot and sweltering in there. And Dilian goes up to him and he tries to get in close to the face, but his belly gets in first. It's just protruding. And then he's like, they're trying to look hard. And when Dilian walks off, Parker's just like gives himself a wipe down. You slimy bastard.
He could have done with a baby wipe there.
That's not what you need, man.
I'm shocked. I didn't think. Well, after the weigh-in itself, I was a bit worried that Dilian would be able to do 12 rounds, and he did it.
I thought he did it better than Parker as well. I thought, he stood up to it well. The thing about Dilian Whyte, though, he got tired in the fight last night. And when he gets tired, he has no game face at all. He looks exhausted. He looks like he's just come out of a 10-hour shift at McDonald's, mate. He's like, I'm fucking knackered. You know what I mean? And he throws this left hook, and it's like the Thriller dance. He sort of throws this massive left hook and he goes the whole way around.
But his left hook was brilliant on that.
Yeah, I know. But when he gets tired though, it just gets so.
Sometimes he gets reckless.
He just gets so reckless, and he literally just spins the whole way around. It's more of a dance move than the left hook.
Now you're making him sound like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
I get the feeling that was the old Dilian. That was like the old Dilian where he used to fight off instinct a lot. But now he's got a whole new boxing game that he does, and it's much more technique involved.
I think you can imagine imagine his trainer in the corner who's like spent ages trying to like sharpen him up, and he's got straight punches. And then he gets tired, he just does that. He's like, fucking prick. No, hoogity boogity.
How many times? How many
times?
Well, in the 12th round, he showed plenty of heart. Nearly had a heart attack myself.
Yeah,
he got dropped.
Well, because he did crumble at the end of the 12th round, and it wasn't really a knockdown. It was almost as if like. It looked as though I've had enough of this.
Well,
I was worried. Like,
I don't know what you thought when you were there, like, but watching it on the screen, like we watched it at home, whatever, and it looked like that's a fight done. If you had 30 more seconds,
for sure.
Like the ropes are holding him up. Even so after the fight, he goes
holding onto the ropes.
The referee started counting at 4, obviously, because he told Park to go to his corner, and he beat him there. It was 4 seconds in, and he said to himself, "I can't get up from here." He said, "I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get up." Which is like,
the look of worry was on his face. I did think if there was 20 more seconds left in this fight, it would have been.
And you're thinking, if that's Joshua landing that shot, that's like Parker's not really a puncher. Like he hasn't really knocked him out.
Although I think Dilian has solidly improved with every fight, so this was another level of step up opponent. He's stepped up every time, so I think that if he can step up from this, he can challenge for those titles. I think.
I think one more fight.
Because what was it? 18 months ago, he was fighting Ian Lewison for the British title, and it took him 10-11 rounds to TKO him. But if
fast car will over it, it's shit. God, man, any Joshua knocks him out easy, man.
Well, no, I don't think he'll do it. I think you're telling me that he hasn't improved from the first fight.
He has improved, and he's gotten fitter and stronger and faster. I'll give you that. Like I said before in the podcast,
that's what I'm saying.
That he goes up to Loughborough now, and it's definitely
okay. Yeah, so
you're seeing the benefits of the scientific sort of training.
I think so. Yeah, you can definitely.
However,
see
like you said, I think you saw a good fight at a very high level. And they're both like world champion level.
Yeah.
But in boxing, there's like world champion level, and then there's that elite level. And I think Joshua and Fury and that lot, they're in that elite level, and I think it's just. The levels have shown. Dilian Whyte's been knocked out before.
I do agree,
and Parker lost a wide UD to, I think, in a fight where he sort of ran away. If he tried to engage with Joshua the way that he engaged with Dilian Whyte last night, he would have got himself knocked out, I reckon, in that previous fight. But he didn't engage with Joshua like that. Yeah. He was aggressive with his jab last night, held the centre of the ring. He didn't come for the centre of the ring against Joshua. If he tried to, he would have got knocked out.
Who's
Parker.
Parker.
Yeah, if Parker tried to take the centre of the ring against Joshua like he did against Dilian Whyte, he would have got himself knocked out. Yeah. But he did well to get that UD. He did well to sort of go the rounds and do the distance. But I think there's levels. But there's still fun fights to be had.
I just feel that if you put, for instance, like Dave Allen, who we went 12 rounds with, or was it 10 or 12 rounds with 18 months ago?
No,
if you put Dave Allen back in with Dilian Whyte now, how long does Dave Allen last? Because that really shows the gauge of improvement.
Ian Lewis was pushing this man back 18 months ago.
Ian Lewis, that's what I'm saying. Ian Lewis, the first 3 rounds of that fight,
take the sting out of Ian Lewis, and before he could come into the fight, and Ian Lewis was fucking.
He was out of shape.
Jesus Christ, he was Lucas Brown.
Lewis were number 1 fans there, mate.
No slight on Lewis. He just didn't come in his best shape for that fight. You know what I mean? But he had Dilian Whyte having problems in the first 2 or 3 rounds while he was still strong. But now you think, God, you wouldn't even dream of putting Ian Lewis in with that Dilian Whyte last night because he wouldn't last 10 seconds. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Like an interesting one. I do agree with what you're saying in the sense that like
what the improvement is.
Chisora against Whyte, like. I don't think that's a fight now.
I don't think it's a fight now.
No. I love Chisora. I think he done really well last night. But there's levels there now. Whereas they fought to, it was a pick and fight. Like in that fight, who won?
But
some people said Whyte, some people said Chisora. They had a cracking fight. Yeah. It wouldn't be a cracking fight now.
But Dilian's gone past that level now. I think Dilian's right up there now. That's what I'm saying. If he can keep progressing at the rate he's progressing at, there's potential there for really good competitive world title fights.
It is true. Like he went with Tibbs and he started taking it seriously. And it is refreshing to see someone improve like that much. Because normally fighters they are what they are. They start and then they if they're a prospect, they start well, they go through the round, and then they get to a level, and that's it. But he really has invented it. He reinvented himself after the Joshua thing. It's refreshing to see.
He's literally moved from British level with Dave Allen, Ian Lewison, then to European level with Hellenius, and then onto world level with Lucas Brown, and now even higher, real title contention by beating Joseph Parker. So I'd like to see what's going to happen next.
How about Dilian Whyte Wilder?
That's what I'm saying. Obviously, you'd have to fancy Deontay right now.
But
I think Dilian needs 2 more fights, 1 or 2 more fights at very good level, like what he fought last night. And provided he comes through those tests nicely and keeps progressing, why not? I think why not?
See, I think I think Wilder's the weak link of those top guys. So Fury, Joshua, Wilder. Yeah. I think Wilder's too small. He's a very talented guy, but he's only 15 stone. Yeah. So if you were going to put Whyte in with any of those guys, I think it makes sense to put him in there with Wilder. I think that's such a good fight. Like if you put Whyte in with Fury, you know, if Fury gets back to where he was at, you're thinking that's a slapping. Like, do you know what I mean? And Joshua's already proved that he can do that. Whereas the Wilder one is a really interesting fight because they both come out swinging. They both throw those.
Dilian Whyte and Deontay. That is a crack.
Of those elite guys that you would want to put Whyte in with, the Wilder one is the most interesting fight.
Okay,
you know, that's what I think anyway.
How about Luis Ortiz?
I mean, he's still in the mix, but he needs to have a couple of good wins to get himself back up there.
Yeah, the thing is, his brand is a bit stale. Like, he's a good fighter,
and he's getting older by the day
he's
as well.
Like, no one knows how fucking. Jesus,
fuck those.
He can use his free pass to get to the stage.
No, on the real, like his brand's gone a bit stale. He's been caught like sort of cheat, like drugs cheating, like, you know, and then
a few times now, right?
Like 3 times.
Damages his credibility, really.
He's like, you know, he recently got knocked out by Wilder. He had a good fight, to be fair.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you want, you know, it's about the event, and you want to sell a fight. Yeah. And with Whyte, you want to see you have that trash talking at a press conference. And like, you can't trash talk. I don't think Whyte speaks Spanish.
Eddie will work his magic somehow. He'll pull it out the bag.
Just do one of those like voiceover for when Ortiz talks. Just put a voiceover. Fuck you. His lips are like moving in Spanish.
Oh, man. All right, let's talk about Joseph Parker. So 2 losses in a row. What's next for my man?
You see, this is it. Like, the thing with Parker is like he's a nice guy. Yeah, he turns up. Like, you don't really want to see any.
Don't say it, Steve. Don't say it.
No, but like you don't want to see any press conferences with him. And then he turns up and he does a solid job. But he's not really a puncher. He doesn't. Yeah. You know, it's like, who do you want to see him fight? Like, are you really interested in seeing him fight again? Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I'm interested in seeing him fight again, but he's got the persona. He'll always be an opponent because he's not got the star qualities to really produce a good fan base on his own. I think that's what I feel about him. Because I don't feel he's got the personality. Yeah. He doesn't risk nothing in press conferences. He always just says says the basic stuff that's needed to be said.
What you should do is get Shannon Briggs to write some bars for him. come out, he's like, he's Ghost Rider, hype man. Yeah, so Shannon Briggs, Joseph Parker, tag team as well. Parker does the fighting and Briggs.
Forget Dave Higgins.
Actually, Dave Higgins is awesome. I love
Dave Higgins.
Dave Higgins, and even his trainers actually got bans as well. To be fair,
that guy. He dresses like he's like 20. He's like
60. When he puts his baseball cap on backwards,
when you see a 65-year-old man put the cap backwards, put the New York cap backwards.
Turn it around, mate. But let's not forget Parker. He's just 26 years old.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He's so young. Like, he's still like such a relevant force in it. But because of the lack of sort of follow, I think the lack of following that he has is going to be. It's going to be difficult to keep coming back.
Like I said last time on the podcast, that this fight was interesting because the winner goes on to big things. Like Whyte has the world at his feet now. He's got loads of options, whereas Parker now has to fight for quite cheap. Yeah, so now I think Frank Warren can get Parker for quite cheap for Fury.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So like his hand is kind of forced. He's got no other options. So and it makes the negotiation with Fury quite easy. Yeah, and that's like Fury against Parker. I think that's a good fight. I think,
I'm all over that. I think it's a bit too early for Fury.
If they announced in December Parker against Fury,
that's actually a really really good idea.
That's a big fight.
No, for sure.
That's a really good idea. If Parker wants to keep
because like if Fury's the man that we all think he is, if he could get in there and stop Parker. Yeah, if he could get back to that form, and I think he could do that. I think he could deal with Parker. Then he could lay down that gauntlet after the thing, be like, "Look, Whyte, you're a bitch. Josh, you're a bitch. I'm the man." So
that actually sounds like a really really good matchup. You could definitely see that happening. To be honest,
we should be promoters, guys.
Match, mate. Right, if you're listening, do the job for you, mate.
There you go, Steve. Well in, mate. Well in.
Let's talk about the other fight now tonight. Chisora Takam. Mate, what a fight!
Yeah,
Mate,
what a,
let's just take a moment. To
Yeah.
just appreciate it.
That was beautiful.
It was that first round. I thought, Chisora's
like, Jesus Christ,
I thought Chisora's getting
tackles all over
stopped.
him.
Yeah, I know. I thought, I never see Chisora against the ropes. Like, what's going on? He's normally going up. I was like, oh god,
Mate,
please.
that was like button bashing at his fight.
Oh, mate, yeah, I know. Yeah, everyone's. And then like. Yeah, Chisora he paced the fight. He was completely relaxed on the ropes. He was like, "Oh, this guy's going to play himself out. He's an idiot." And he just took it so well. He was completely calm. Shot to put him down as well. What a shot!
Oh, mate, what a shot!
Oh,
Have you watched that Simpsons episode with Homer Simpson as a boxer?
It literally like that, yeah.
He's taking all those punches for about 6 rounds, and kapow!
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they all acts a bit like that, like Homer Simpson. What do you say?
Yeah, that's true.
He's got like a layer of jelly around his fucking skull, innit?
Mate, what a fight! For me, so far, fight of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Just because it had error because it's like Chisora's back was against the wall. He lost in his last fight. Career on the line. Yeah, like who Chisora is as well. He's like a national treasure in British boxing. He's been there from like day. Like Will said when we were watching the fight. It's like Chisora's from our era. Like he's been around since like the noughties, man. And he's still there, still turning in good performances, still getting wins. And like you said, he got the biggest cheer on the night.
Yeah.
So I really wanted him to be. If I'm honest, I thought Takam might be just a little bit too fresh for him. So, but I really wanted Chisora to win. So I was really happy with the result.
He's like herpes, mate. He just keeps coming back.
There's
no stopping it.
He keeps coming back. Yeah,
he just never gets bored of it, does he? Just never he loses. A lot of people get disheartened and get fed up with the training as they get older. He just cracks on. Yeah, it's like his 9 to 5 job. He's just
shit days, I suppose.
He just keeps on keeping on.
He's got like a proper thick skin for it as well. Like he can walk away from a loss and just be like,
oh well, shake it off. Like by the time he leaves the arena, he's forgotten about it.
Yeah, him and Amir Khan. Amir Khan's good.
Amir Khan's good.
Amir Khan gets chinned, and it's like they'll be like, oh, sorry. It's like
because he was badly beaten by David Haye, and he was badly beaten in the second fight by Fury. He was like beaten into submission by Fury, and he's even managed to come back from like.
And he still just has you like you never doubt him. Like you never think, Chisora's above him. Every fight he goes into, you're like, Chisora win that. You know what I mean? You never lose faith in him. Like
he's a people's champ.
He's a people's champ, mate.
He's got a really solid will in there. Like he just never gives up on himself. He just. Always confident. Always confident about the win. Like
he needs to get disconnected from him. He's like you need to do to him what Haye did to him or what Fury did to him if you want to beat him. Like,
but Fury's corner pulled it. Chisora's corner had to pull him out against Fury, even though both of his eyes were closed and he was cut over both eyes and he looked like hell. But his corner had to like wave the towel to pull him out.
Well, I know about Chisora as well. When he first came on the scene, he like had a brand. He was like this bad boy. Like he used to wear the bandana and whatnot to the ring, and like everyone hated him. And then, like, he's absolutely flipped the script, and now, like, everyone just absolutely loves it. He's like this
national treasure,
he's
mate.
like an icon.
Treasure.
He's just brilliant.
Sir Derek,
no, for sure.
And
he absolutely smelled like. I don't know what the fuck happened to Takam though. Like, jeez, what was that game plan? Like, just come out.
You just stand right in front of him and just trade shots.
Throw a load of, like you're supposed to be like a counterpuncher. What's going on here, mate?
Where the hell did that come from?
Made for a great fight.
Like all the fights were just like I don't know. Like it was like they were on win bonuses. Isn't it? I know Dave Allen was on win bonuses. I know Dave Allen was on a win bonus.
Were they on?
No, I don't think so. It was like they were like, all the fights on the night, like even like Conor Benn and that.
Yeah,
it was just like
looking for knockdowns.
They were looking for knockouts.
Like,
it was like proper aggressive boxing.
No one came into
boxing. I wasn't complaining.
Right, it was great. Like I couldn't believe it. Every fight, man, just like was quality. Was quality, man.
Yeah.
How about this? George Joyce, Derek Chisora.
I think
tough one, isn't it?
Call it.
Who's going to win?
What's his name's gone with Abel Sanchez now, isn't it? Joe Joyce.
Yeah, he got rid of him.
He's got rid of Salazar.
Oh, sorry, he's with Abel Sanchez.
He's with Golovkin's
guy.
Which like I was thinking about this the other day. It's an interesting because he trained come forward fighters to throw in volume power punches.
Yeah,
and it's like, have you ever seen a 6'6", 18 stone pressure fighter? Like I don't think that's ever existed. So it would be like that's a weird style, isn't it? Like to someone come forward, hooking, bobbing and weaving, but be 6'6". It'd be bloody animal. It'd be like that's tough to fight.
Like, I don't think age is a massive factor considering what Joe's about 31, Chisora's still he's only 34.
Yeah,
3 years in it, heavyweight.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
I don't know, I don't know, my gut tells me that Chisora's experience could be a really telling factor in that because Joe Joyce has only had about four or five fights, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's had no tough fights. So
yeah, so he's not experienced.
There's a lot of intangibles. Like do you remember David Price? Everyone thought he was this machine. He's knocking everyone out. He looked animalistic. Yeah. He hit up against Tony Thompson, the wily old veteran. Yeah, took the sting out of him for a few rounds.
He put him down, but he got back up and came back at you. What are you going to do then? You've got to deal with that.
What happens when you go past 4 rounds? The guy's taking your punches and still looking. It happened to David Hay when he first came through against Carl Thompson. You need to come through that gut check, and that could be a really good gut check for Joe Joyce.
Yeah, you fancy Joe Joyce because he's younger, fresher, and more. He hasn't got as much mileage on the clock. Well, he's got very limited mileage on the clock in the professional ring. But I don't know, just Chisora's experience. Like last night, I fancied him I fancied the other guy last night, but he's experienced. He tucked up. He threaded the shots through nicely. The other guy was working, but he was landing the cleaner punches for me all the time because just that experience was showing. And maybe that will show against Joyce as well. So I think that is a really good test for Joe Joyce.
I think there's still money. Sure. I think there's still money on the table with Dilian Whyte though, because I think if Chisora loses to Joyce, it's like you lost to a 5-fight novice. Yeah. And all your good work against Takam is now done. Whereas you go and fight Dilian Whyte, everyone's like, oh, Dilian White's riding this high. He's a world title contender.
Yeah, I don't think Dilian Whyte would even want that fight, considering the fact that he's going for Joshua.
But he said today he wants one more before Joshua.
I don't think Chisora's the right one.
I don't think Chisora.
I don't think Chisora's the right one.
I think they could look at that. Well, why not?
They could. Maybe there's a lot of money in that fight. But I would like to see Dilian fight at a higher level than that now. I think to get ready for the Joshuas and all that. I would like to see him build on that win that he had last night. I think fighting Chisora now is going backwards. I think for Dilian.
But in terms of Chisora's career, he could fight Dilian, probably take an L, and then fight Joyce. Whereas this, you've gone down the levels. If you drop all the way down to Joyce and lose, you can't then go back up.
No, but if White was to lose to Chisora, then he's back to the drawing board.
Well, so Dale gets the Joshua fight then. That's what we want to see. That's what I'm campaigning for, right?
How about Dilian Whyte against, let's say, Povotkin?
Good fight. Bloody hell.
Well, I suppose it depends on how Povetkin looks against Joshua, really, isn't it? If he goes in there and gets knocked out in 2 rounds, it's not going to be that sellable. But if he loses a decision or does well or puts Joshua down and then loses or something
Could they get the Baby Miller? Because he can talk a lot of shit.
Dilian Whyte. Yeah.
All right, he's done it again. Matchmaking.
That is another step up. That is the kind of opponent I'd like to see.
And he would come over and talk so much.
That would be awesome.
And shit,
this is just a press conference.
I would pay for the press conference.
That is a perfect fight, I think, for Dilian Whyte. I think them two should battle it out. The winner should get a title shot either against Deontay.
I think that'd be good.
I think that's fair enough.
In December, the brash American comes over here, and the winner gets Joshua in April. I think that'd be great. If the Deontay Wilder fight can't get made, which looks like
I suppose that's ideal world stuff, though, isn't it?
Well, he's kind of got an affiliation to Eddie Hearn, doesn't he?
What, he's signed with Eddie Hearn, isn't he?
I don't think it's like a pro. I think he's signed to the DAZN, but he hasn't. He's not signed to Matchroom.
Okay,
so you see what I mean. So he's
but even still, even that link up's there.
He's got that link up. So I think.
But so if hopefully both guys will be willing to put it on the line though, because a lot of guys want to hold out for the title shot.
White just proved it against Parker. He didn't need to set a fight against Parker. Exactly. He was number one for.
He put his bollocks on that.
I think Dilian Whyte had to take a hard fight like that because he was knocked out by Joshua as well. He needed to make people believe again that he actually has a chance, because we saw.
But like you're saying, will they put it on the line? But he proved he would put it on the line.
Yeah,
he could have just waited and just been like, well, I'll just take the fight.
Exactly.
But he did his thing.
Yeah, well, hopefully it all goes well.
Alright then, guys. That's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, subscribe, all of that. Peace.